What's up, peeps? Have you ever felt like your aim in Battlefield 6 is fighting against you? Well, this video is going to change that. I'm going to be breaking down the exact settings and aim assist tweaks that'll make your shots feel way more consistent on console. And I'll also show you exactly how to use aim assist to your advantage and a few tricks that most players don't even realize affect your accuracy. So let's turn that shaky aim into a laser aim. So number one, after countless hours of playing, changing settings, these are the best settings for aim. Trust me, I've tweaked with them a million times and I think I finally nailed it down. So I'm going to go over these settings that I have, copy them, and then I'll tell you exactly which ones you can change in case you want it a little bit faster or a little bit slower. So first of all, let's go ahead and copy my settings. For the infantry aim assist sensitivity, we're going to go with 34.9. This one we're going to hold off. Field of view, I play with 109. A vertical aim ratio, we got 56.3. Uniform aiming, we got on. I did try it off, but it just didn't feel right, so I have it on in this one. The zoom sensitivity coefficient, we've got it at 47.9. And this one is actually a pretty important one, and let me explain to you how this one works. So the zoom sensitivity coefficient is related to your hipfire and to the high power zoom scope. So the higher this number is, the faster your high power zoom scopes will be compared to your hipfire. Now, the lower that number is, that means that your hipfire sensitivity is going to be a lot similar to that high powered scopes. And I like this to be at this exact number. Also go into a little bit in depth on how aim assist works. For the infantry aim assist, we want to keep this at 100. The infantry aim assist slowdown, put it at 66.9. The infantry aim assist zoom snap, put it at 100. Now, if you can get used to it, play linear. Linear is really the best way to play the game. And really anywhere if you're on control, if you can get used to that, I do play linear. And again, for the stick input acceleration presets, we got standard. And for the aiming left and right acceleration, I've got two, actually. And how does this work? Basically, the acceleration means that if you move your joystick all the way to the right or all the way to the left when you're aiming, if there is any acceleration, that means that the higher the number, the longer it's going to take to get to that sensitivity that you're at. The lower the numbers, that means that if you just go immediately right, it's going to go at the exact sensitivity that you want. So having it at 2 allows you to make those micro adjustments, like when you're sniping and you're trying to get that really nitty-gritty shot. That is what that 2 helps for, and I think this is the perfect balance. Now we're going to scroll to the bottom where we got the zoom. Now for the steady scope, actually a little tip here is I've got it on a toggle. That means that whenever you hit the steady scope one to hold your breath, you won't have to hold it down. So you just have to click it once and it's automatically enabled. For the infantry zoom aim assist, I've got this at 80. 1x until 2x, I've got it at 88. From my 2.5x, I reduced it just down a little bit. 3x and 3.5x, actually this should be similar to this. There we go. Now for the 4x and 4.5x, we got it at 85. This one, I haven't used the 5x, so that's why I hadn't set it up, but I'll just go ahead and move it to 80, just in case. And then next up for the 6x, which is the usual sniper scope, we got at 65. And again, I haven't played with 8x or 10x, so that's why I have not touched that. And now these are the settings that you can play with. What are the things that you can change? So number one, if your aim just feels like a little bit slow or a little bit fast, go ahead and first change these ones right here. And you see, these is going to be the backbone that you can change without affecting your whole operations. Everything up here, once you change this, there's just too, like these settings right here, there's too many settings that affect a lot of variables. Like the zoom sensitivity coefficient, again, it changes like your high power scope sensitivity as well as your hip fire. So again, all these things affect other things in the same way. So moving this, that's why sometimes it feels like, oh my god, if I change this, everything just feels completely off. So all these settings leave exactly the same. The only ones that you're going to change, whether you want to feel a little bit slower or a little bit faster, are these ones right here. Now, if you want your hip fire a little bit faster, the one that you're going to change is this one right here, the infantry aim sensitivity. And the other one that you can change is the zoom coefficient level, bringing it down a little bit more to the left, all right? But like I mentioned, if you guys want it a little bit faster, a little bit slower, go ahead and change each individual's zoom. Obviously, if you feel like all of them are pretty slow, then go ahead and change this one. But really only dabble around with the infantry zoom aim sensitivity scopes. So now let's go into the next thing. A big thing that affects the aim is your aim assist. And let me explain to you a little bit on how aim assist works. I'm going to make a more in-depth video of this later on in the future, but just so you can get the quick notes of this. assist. So first of all, aim assist in this game, it does not have rotational aim assist. What does that rotational aim assist mean? That means that whenever you're moving from left to right, just using your hip fire, it should track onto your target. And that really helps controller players to get a better aim. But there is none of that in Battlefield, as you guys can see right there, where I was just moving from left to right, and there was none of that. So again, that makes it a lot harder for players on controller, and that's what you may feel like if you're coming from Call of Duty, that this game is just like way harder to aim on controller. This is one of the reasons why. The two type of aim assist that this game has is, number one, I'm going to show you right here. It does have like the aim assist zoom snap, and that is one of these settings that you can change. And what does that do? That basically does that whenever you are aiming near the target, I mean, you have to be like pretty near him. Let's say you're trying to aim to the head and you aim a little bit offset of him. As you guys can see right here, it'll kind of track you towards the player's heart of the body. But again, you can't be like that far ahead. Like if you're 1 meter away, it's not that you're going to zoom in and it's just going to directly snap. You have to be fairly close to your target. So that's why you want to have that infantry aim zoom snap all the way at 100. A lot of people are like, no, don't have it at 100, but that's just because they don't know exactly how that works. But yeah, the zoom snap is only whenever you're going to ADS into a target, and you have to be pretty close again to get that. The other type of aim assist that you get, and that's the one that I actually reduced in this settings, is the slowdown. And this one is also going to go down to your personal preference, like if you want it a little bit more or a little bit less slowdown. And the slowdown just means that whenever you're aiming left to right while ADSing on an enemy, you've got like this aim assist box around the player, right? And obviously, the bigger the number, the bigger that box is going to be. But as you guys can see, sometimes where it affects, if you have too much of a slowdown and too big of a box, whenever you have like a lot of enemies near each other, the aim assist box is just like slow down all over the place and you really can't snap on enemies. So that's why if you feel like that's the issue, then go ahead and reduce that infantry aim assist slowdown. Reduce that a little bit if you guys have issues with that. So this right here is going to be the number that you want to play with. Again, if that box that you're wherever you're aiming, it just feels too big, this is the number that you're going to go ahead and change. Now, knowing those tips, knowing those settings, let me show you just a couple of tips on how to improve your aim and just how to make it a little bit better. First, number one is play with the settings that I gave you a little bit. Play 1 or 2 games, and then based on how you feel, just do micro adjustments. There's a lot of people that like hop into the game, they're like, no, this is way too slow, and they increase 10 points on something. No, this is way too fast, and they keep on moving. You're never going to find your right sensitivity. So play with my settings, play like a game or two, even if it's slow for you or fast. Try to play with it. Just try to keep up. Then after a couple games, you're like, all right, let me do some micro adjustments. But play a couple games with the settings that you have. So it just, again, that's how you tone it down and get exactly what you want. Now, one of the settings, one of the tips that I'm going to show you guys here is, again, let's just take a look at my aim. So this is going from left to right insanely fast. You can see that even in the firing range, you do get the aim assist. And my aim is not that fast per se. You know, it's not like I'm going to be able to snap on an enemy insanely fast unless they're pretty close to each other. But again, this is what I want, because aim assist is not that strong and that good in a sense like other aim assist games. Like, I mean, Call of Duty's aim assist is, it helps you tremendously more than this one. So I want my aim a little bit slower so I can hit my targets a lot better. And a lot of people I see doing this, so they go ahead and shoot this target, and then from here they go and then move their aim all the way to the right to this one right here, and then move all the way to the left and move this one right here. One thing that you can do is remember, especially because you have that aim zoom snap. Actually, here you don't get the aim zoom snap in the firing range. But when you do get the aim zoom snap in the game, what you want to do is after you finish at target, go ahead and ADS out, move towards your other target, and then ADS in. Because again, my hip fire, take a look at this. My hip fire is way faster than my ADS. So I don't want to track my targets from left to right with that ADS. I want to zoom out. So let me just show you. Beam this target, hip fire out. And as you guys can see there, I mean, when I hip fire and ADS in, my track, my aim is right on point. I mean, check this out again. As you guys can see there, my aim is on point, and even if you're a little bit off to the left, you're just doing micro adjustments. Rather than moving all the way to the right, the player's moving, and it's just harder to track. So just remember, this is going to be significantly easier, and it's going to help you a lot more on Battlefield. And my final tip is going to be that you need to practice a lot. And again, what I'd recommend you to get more aim into practice is play something like Breakthrough or play something like Rush, where there's a lot more intense gunfights, close range, a little bit of long range. But I'd recommend you playing those first because Conquest, again, sometimes they can be a little slow. You're shooting enemies really far away, so you're not really going into that much ADSing in, ADSing out. So I recommend going in through, again, like I mentioned, Breakthrough or Rush, just so you can have that more intense action and get more used to your sensitivity. But thank you for tuning in. That was it for today. If you guys did enjoy this video, smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.